Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
2 outs. Bottom of the 10th. Fly. Deep drive. Left field. Fry's watching. It is a walk-off home run. David Fry lights up the Cleveland night.
God knows Cleveland needs something to be excited for. It sure ain't coming on the football side of things. That's for sure.
Hello, Cleveland! Hello, Cleveland!
I just wish they were still the Indians. I really do.
Yeah, I mean...
Major League's just not the same anymore.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, that movie's way outdated now, isn't it?
Sure is. Welcome into Friday, 6:07, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Morning. I still not kind of doing what you want them to do yet, huh?
Do what now?
Your eye is still not doing what you kind of want it to do yet, huh?
Oh, well, I believe it'll be some weeks before my eye's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes a while to heal once you get your eyeball sliced into it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's gross. But it's kind of putting me in a little bit of a mood.
Uh-oh.
You know, because it's like, I'll put up with something for a little while, and then I've reached my limit. And I've already reached my limit with my vision. It's really unsettling, and it's making me sick to my stomach to have weird vision.
You know what I just heard, Lewis?
Yeah,
I just heard I'm warning you.
Get shivved.
I just heard I'm warning you, do not piss me off today. That's
right.
what I heard.
That's pretty much what that is.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Pretty much agree with everything I say, and today will go just fine.
I'm not mad at you guys. I'm just like upset that I have poor vision.
But you could be real quick.
Yeah, probably.
But knowing us guys, it won't take long to cross that threshold.
But let me tell you, let me put you onto something amazing. Promised Land old-fashioned eggnog. It's so good. Oh, my gosh. Now, I know I'm the one who loves candy corn, who loves circus peanuts, who loves black licorice, and I love eggnog. And this is the best eggnog I've had so far. Promised Land old-fashioned eggnog. It's so good.
Can I ask what the appeal is for eggnog? Because everyone in my soon-to-be ex-household loves it. And I cannot figure out why. It is the most disgusting sludge ever poured into a cup.
Is that why you're being kicked out? Because you don't like the eggnog? No, I'm kidding.
Probably.
I know
it's probably
It's just a joke. I absolutely love eggnog, but it is, I know it. People have very strong feelings about it.
I know people get excited about it, and I know there's like Grater's has an eggnog ice cream. I'm sure not they're about the only one. That's just the first one that comes to mind. I get that people like it. I just don't understand.
Yeah, like I said, it's it's a trigger. It's a trigger for some people. For me, I look forward to eggnog season, and we are in it, baby. And I found a good one.
I mean, I guess the same can be said for there are probably somebody out there that I don't understand the appeal to pumpkin spice. Like I understand everybody's tastes are subjective. I get it, but just I don't know. The whole process of eggnog just doesn't do it for me.
Well, noted. I won't get you any.
Thank you. You know what? Unless you want some for yourself, then you could give it to me and I could re-gift it to you.
I mean, you can have a little bit of what I have back in the... Don't take a lot of it, because I love it, and I know you're just going to spit it out.
Hard pass. Jeff, if it ain't got liquor, it ain't worth it.
It does not have liquor.
You can put liquor in it.
You could put liquor in it if you want.
Do people get drunk on eggnog?
Yeah.
Oh, people mix this.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I don't know. What do you mix with eggnog, though? What's good with eggnog, liquor-wise? I wonder.
I don't know. Bourbon and nog?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody does.
I'm sure Bailey's.
I think they put brandy
Bailey's.
with it.
Bailey's makes sense.
Brandy's makes sense.
Brandy.
Okay. Bailey's definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's Bailey's and cream.
Well, talk more about eggnog than I ever had on my list of things to talk about.
Well, listen, when you start talking sports, I'm gonna hit right back with an eggnog conversation.
Do you like the eggnog ice cream?
I don't think I've ever had it.
Okay.
I just go straight eggnog. Just in my coffee, too. I don't drink it straight.
Okay.
But I throw it in my
Oh,
coffee.
so you use it as like a creamer.
Yeah.
Oh, now that sounds
Okay.
good.
It's delish. I'm
That
telling you, I've
I
got
could
some
do.
back there thick. I would love for you to try
Because
it.
I do use creamer in my coffee. That I would definitely
It's
try.
good.
I don't dislike eggnog. It's just I kind of got to be in a mood, I guess.
Yeah.
Ben wants you to know that he loves eggnog and candy corn, Kelly.
Awesome.
He's right there with you.
Yes, my kind of guy, Ben.
Popcorn Pan likes it all. Popcorn Pan just fired off some foul language this morning
Well,
at 6 in the morning.
And I forgot this.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
Because, the Guardians.
I understand.
We had got to give them a little.
On that
Little
note,
cred.
Morning Blitz trivia. What you got?
All right, $25 to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores to the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700. A 78-year-old British man is now just the second recorded case of someone having been born with 3 of these. This 78-year-old British man, second recorded case in history of somebody being born with 3 of these. What are these? Tell us at 99700. If you're first, you get the gift card.
It's your Morning Blitz 622. Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis. It's the Grick. On a Friday. Buckeye bye week. But still a weekend nonetheless.
Yeah, it's time to do a little fishing.
You going to fish this weekend?
Yeah, I think I got to.
Why? There's nothing that makes you do it.
Well, we're winding down the season, right?
Yeah,
Got to get out
in.
there.
Got to get it in. It's going to be nice next several days. No Buckeyes playing.
Perfect.
No?
It won't be Sunday. Going to the marathon. Columbus Marathon is Sunday.
You're going to run in it?
No, my daughter is.
Oh.
Yeah, she's doing the half.
You going to throw water on her as she crosses a certain point?
No, but we'll cheer her on at the different checkpoints.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that where you throw water on them?
Throw water
I feel
on
like you're always confused about why you have relationship problems, and you need to listen to yourself.
What? Isn't that what they do in the marathon? You throw water as they run by?
It is absolutely not what they do.
They
You
have
hand people water if they need it.
to drink.
Oh.
They have checkpoints. And you can also go around the checkpoints and cheer them on as they come running by. And then you go to a different checkpoint to another place. And
Is that when you trip them? Is that the part where you trip them?
I didn't say that. You trip their competitors, not them. Trip the person in front of them.
Is that when you smack talk, tell them they'll never make it?
Exactly.
Is that when you do that?
Not going to finish if you don't put in more effort.
why are you so slow? You suck. Just quit now.
I knew you couldn't do it.
Like right now you're rolling mid-pack, okay? That's just terrible. It's okay. It's just our family's name that you're representing there. Go ahead. Finish mid-pack. That's great. No? Not quite the motivational force they're looking for?
She ran it last year. I was shocked because she's running less than a year after having the kid. She had run the full marathon before, but yeah, after having a baby, it's like, we're going to go back to the half marathon.
Well, you're on the treadmill all the time. Why don't you put those cardio skills to use and run with her? Side by side, father-daughter. Lace up those Skechers and head on out there.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine.
Why not?
The treadmill, it's like 40 minutes, 30, 40 minutes.
Endurance.
How long do you think it takes to run a full marathon, Lewis? For the average person.
An hour? What? I don't know. I'm not a marathon.
Add about 4 to that.
Okay. I'm not a marathon runner. I've never been. I will play a sport all day and run. Straight running? No.
I know, man. It just seems so
Want to go on a
boring.
run? Why? Someone chasing us with a deadly weapon? Because otherwise the answer is no.
I hate that half hour on the damn treadmill. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Kelly, you're a runner, aren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
Did you ever run the marathon?
No.
Oh, no?
I trained for a marathon. I quit.
Yeah. I have friends of mine that would run.
I did a 13-mile run, and I thought, well, this was absolute misery. Why am I spending why did I just spend the last 3 hours miserable?
I had friends that would run cross country, and I was always like, why?
Yeah.
Hold on. You're going to get up and
that's
just...
like 2 miles.
Yeah,
That's
you're just
2.
going to run.
We're talking 26.2 miles
Yeah,
in a marathon.
pass.
Absolutely pass. I was in the best shape of my life, though. I will say that. Running really gets you in
Now,
shape.
I would bike. I would bike. In fact, that whole, what's the Tour de France type stuff?
Yeah.
The swimming part, I think, would be fun. And I know it's tough because of the current and everything else.
That's not in the Tour de France. Are you thinking of the Ironman?
Ironman.
Okay.
Sorry. but the biking portion and the like kayaking portion, like everything.
Kayaking? What race is this?
What's the race where you have to go? You start off.
You swim, bike, and run.
Ironman.
That's
Bike and run.
Ironman.
Okay, there's one that's got like there's a kayak point to it too.
You swim and kayak?
There's a one race that has that. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. But all of those aspects, except for the run part, I would totally throw my hat in the ring and try to compete. I'd get my ass kicked, but I would compete and have fun doing it. Until it got to the run, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Doesn't your bike seat start hurting, though, really
Absolutely.
bad? Like, I'm like aching. It feels like you are completely bruised.
Absolutely, but you wear the shorts that have the padding in it. Like, there's butt pads in the bike shorts.
Does that help?
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I did a bike thing in Michigan a while back where you kind of ride, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't win, but I wasn't trying. I just wanted to do it to have fun. Like, I could bike. I just can't straight run.
I need a bucket seat if I'm going to bike.
A beach cruiser?
Yeah.
Everybody else is out there on their mountain bike. You're on your
hurts.
beach cruiser with a basket to hold beverages.
Like, this is supposed to be fun, but all I can think of is how bad my butt hurts.
Well, I mean, don't feel bad if you can't run a marathon. I mean,
nobody feels bad.
Only
I don't.
Only a 0.5% of the world can complete a marathon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I've never felt bad about it. In fact, it was the best day of my life when I quit marathon training.
And you know what?
That, bar none, was the best day of my life.
I am not envious of anyone in that 0.5% that can run a marathon. Good for you.
Oh man, I've watched my son and daughter train for that thing so many times, and it's pretty grueling. But they love to run. They both ran cross country. They both ran track.
I'll throw water on you at the checkpoint. I'll meet you there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not looking to get in it.
Out there.
All right, let's get to our Morning Blitz trivia answer. The question was, a 78-year-old British man is just the second recorded case of someone born with 3 of these. Lewis, guess.
Penis?
Yes. I knew
right.
he would say that.
Actually right.
So
It's common for people to be born with 2, but this is the uncommon thing?
Right?
No, well,
3?
this is I don't know how many times it's happened with 2, but this is only the second case ever of 3.
Well, now I have to look up how many people are born with 2.
2 could be
now
interesting.
my Google search history is going to be weird.
2 could be interesting because you're
that's
like,
on
look,
you.
This is my body count penis. This is my only for special people.
This is untouched.
Right, exactly. I'm saving this one.
You can save yourself and still have sex. Oh,
Exactly.
no way.
Absolutely.
Doctors didn't find out until the guy died and donated his body to science. And now, what you were just talking about, Lewis, only one of them was actually normal. The other 2 were internal and non-functioning. And they think he may never have known. Oh, Kelly just about gagged.
Oh, they gave you a picture?
Saw.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's called diphallia or penile duplication.
Yeah,
and it happens in 1 in 5.5 million boys in the United States.
Really?
Yes.
Bet you wish the safe search was on that one, don't you?
Oh, but they show you a picture of something. I don't exactly even know what I'm looking at.
What is that thing? Oh, man.
Hey, look, I have 2, so if you don't like one, there's another choice there.
Diphallia.
Diphallia. Maybe this is triphallia. The 3, being born with 3.
No, diphallia is when you have 2. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say that's triphallia would probably be it.
Yep.
Is there quadphallia?
Well, that's okay. So this says even diphallia is rare when you have 2. I know, but what? Because Kelly just mentioned how many, but this says there have only been around 100 recorded cases worldwide. 1 in 5.5 million
boys in the United States.
You would think that they would surgically remove one when you're very young.
Yeah, I think the other one's internal.
Yes. Yeah, like the guy with 3, 2 of them were internal. He may not have even known he had 2.
Can I get one that's detachable?
What a song.
Great song. Changed my life.
All right. Eric Corman from Mount Vernon was the first one to text in the correct answer. Eric gets $25 to go to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Oh, it is a Friday. Which dummy would like to spew some I got something first?
Well, I don't know. There's only one dummy.
All right, fine. I'll go first.
You can if you want. I don't know.
No, I got this.
All right.
You guys know what a zip code actually means? Anybody?
Zone.
I used to know this.
I did too.
Aha, who's the dummy now?
Well, I used to know it.
Well,
Just one of
you
those-
read it, didn't
one of
you,
those-
off something and then decided to bring it to
Details. Details. The ZIP in zip code actually stands for Zone Improvement Plan.
Ah, okay.
They were created in 1963 to help mail carriers deliver mail more efficiently so they could zip along their routes.
Wow.
Some zones are less improved than others, I think. But Zone Improvement Plan is what your zip code is.
Do you know your extended zip code? I only know the 5
No, but I
numbers.
see it all the time, and I couldn't remember it. You're talking about like 3 or 4 numbers after four?
Four, yeah.
You know yours, Thick?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah,
If
I don't
you-
either.
I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would happen if you just made it up? I mean, probably because they go by the first one, right? They don't go by the last 4, right? The extended's never really.
I don't know. I don't know what. Sometimes I'll see it every now and then, and I don't know why. I mean, the
Well,
address
it's probably
doesn't change.
narrowing it down a little more than just a zip code.
I don't know.
Maybe
Is
a
it
neighborhood or something.
A street?
I don't
maybe?
know. Is there a postal carrier out there? You can
I'm
let us know
sure.
what those extra numbers are. All right, I got something.
All right.
Palm Beach County, Florida. There's this woman named Amy Waters. She owns a horse stable in this gorgeous gated community. And about a month ago, she hired 56-year-old Abundio Jasso as a horse groomsman. And she let him live in an RV on her property. Well, she found out pretty quickly that old Abundio has a bad drinking problem. She was having to confront him pretty regularly about not getting the job done. Well, this past Tuesday, Amy noticed Abundio had not finished his night check of the stables, so she knocks on the door of his RV. He answers the door, stinking drunk, shining a flashlight in her eyes. So she's like, oh, forget it. I'll just do it myself. So she went and asked a male tenant to help her with the final stable check. So the two of them go into the stables, and Abundio storms in with a machete. Swings it at Amy and cut her nose clean off her face.
God.
The male tenant jumps in. He slices this guy in the arm and the torso. The two managed to get away into a locked room inside the barn where they called 911. Both, believe it or not, are expected to cover her nose on her face. They're fixing her all up. But police came. This guy, I guess he locked himself in his RV, and he told police, well, she shouldn't have insulted me.
Wow.
Okie dokie, bro. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree attempted murder.
Yeah, machete will do that.
Wild. That's all I got.
Crazy.
Is that?
That's crazy. It's all fun and games till you take a machete to the face.
Ooh.
Took her whole nose off.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm just like,
Dang.
all right. Well, this doesn't get much better. Teachers at a district in Texas are in trouble for giving their elementary kids special stickers at nap time to help them sleep. Listen to this. These are parents.
She said it's a sleeping sticker. I asked her, where do you get this? She's like, well, my teacher gives it to me for sleeping time. The next day we went up to the school. We bought the evidence up there. We filed a report. We did say we wanted to file criminal charges if this is something that's true.
He said, yes, Mommy, I get a special sticker. I said, what does the sticker look like? He said, I get it right here on my hand, and it has the storms with the clouds and the stars and the moon.
Yeah, it's a little sticker. It's got a cloud on it, a moon, and a sunshine on it, and it makes them sleep.
A hefty case of Benadryl.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're a parent and you find out that these teachers are putting these stickers on your kid with some sort of drug to make them sleep?
I wonder how many parents were like, that works, huh?
Well,
Special sticker at night.
I mean, yeah, they should be upset, man. And then they say their kids aren't sleeping at night.
Well, yeah, because they're sleeping all day.
Right. I mean, I would be ready to kill
Oh, are you
somebody.
kidding me? That's it. We're absolutely. I'm calling the cops on you right now.
Yeah, she said she's filing criminal charges. I mean, you can't just give kids some sort of drug to make them sleep at
you
school.
can until you get caught.
It's like, what made you think it was okay?
Well,
desperate times call for desperate measures.
it's tough to be a teacher. The postal code thing, someone texted in and said it is a zone within a zone, and different zones have different mail carriers.
Yeah.
Ben wants to know.
All right.
Ben wants to know where you can get these stickers from.
The stickers, yeah.
Special sticker.
I mean, I can't. There would be a riot.
For sure.
That's just no. Put some crap on my kid to make him sleep. Are you insane?
I think that you probably have a teacher that is just at their wit's end or has
Then quit.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't be putting drugs in my kid.
I feel like teaching can be easier depending on what school you're in and what class, and far more difficult for the same reasons.
And I mean, I have so much respect for teachers. Like, we had Christine on from Columbus City Schools the other day playing the game, and I told her, I said, however much money you make, it's not enough. I mean, their job is thankless and it's insane, but you don't give a kid any kind of a drug.
Probably not.
Ever.
And Mike said Kelly just took over my Florida or not thing with the machete to the nose story, which is fact.
True.
If that happened in the Florida Everglades, I would not be surprised at all.
No.
It happened in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Did it really?
Yes.
Look at that. Following in reverse on the Morning Blitz, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis at 6:50 on a Friday, where we will see a pretty good-looking weekend, actually, if you're playing along at home. 67 for the high today. Tomorrow, 70, sunny 72. Monday, back up to 75.
Well, I'm glad the witches and the warlocks got good weather for their river run tomorrow. You probably don't know about that, do you, Lewis?
Yeah.
You do?
So with the, are you talking about
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'd love to hear this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about it before. The witches and the warlocks on the paddle boards downtown on the river.
Yeah.
They do it every year.
The witch race.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really a race. They're just, they all dress up like warlocks and witches and get their paddle boards out, and it gets bigger every year. I mean, it's like a giant coven out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Coven.
sure why my brain picked that one out.
Coven's a group of witches. Like a flock.
10 a.m., yeah.
You're like my right eye vision's so weird, and I can't see you right now.
Did you have eye surgery this week,
Kelly?
I
must have missed that.
Yeah, it'll be 10 a.m. From the river by the Bicentennial Park, Scioto Mile. You got to bring your own board. That's it.
Okay. Are you going to participate?
No. Man, those people, I'll tell you what, those people on those paddle boards, I see them out there. Well, no, they just got to be in good shape.
Yeah.
That is, man. I'm watching them going. I'm out of breath watching them.
A friend of mine does stand-up paddleboarding. It's tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's crazy. And that's what all these warlocks and witches do down there on the river. So, yeah, now I'm good. I'll stick with the boat.
Boat.
A new poll found that Gen Zers now trust influencers more than their friends when it comes to products and entertainment, and just basically everything.
That makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah, it's a new age. I mean, we used to respect Tom Brokaw. Now they respect flipping Logan Paul. Yeah.
I know, but so if some influencer tells you that a movie sucks and your best friend tells you that's not true, it's a great movie, you should watch it, who are you going to listen to?
I mean, I don't know. I guess if I want to see the movie, I'll see the movie. Well, I feel like I'm telling you that I have been influenced on TikTok. I've purchased things on TikTok Shop because I was influenced to do so. Not in any kind of a weird way. I don't even know the people hawking things at me. I just am like, oh, that looks cool. I'll buy it. That's sort of the way
so you're just
people get information now.
Yeah, you're just getting advertised too.
I'm getting advertised too.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's sort of the same thing. It's like, oh, well,
weren't we
these kids who really follow these TikTok influencers with like 9 million followers or whatever, and they're really popular, and they go out on tour, and
But weren't we better when we figured out things on our own?
I don't know.
I don't know, old man, but all I'm telling you...
I'm the youngest one in the room.
I know.
Yeah, but you act like the oldest. You act like a septuagenarian. I swear
I don't even
to
know what
God.
that word means, but I don't think I like it.
You act like you're a grizzled old Dumbledore and like the wise man in the corner.
Get off my lawn.
I think Dumbledore was cooler and younger than you, by the way. But all I'm saying is, yes, maybe we should always try things for ourselves. I'm saying the fact that kids are influenced by people online now is no surprise.
No, it's not.
It's not, but I mean, when I was a kid, okay, my musical tastes were influenced by my friends at the time.
Well,
but then when you start watching things on your own, you discover other things. Like, again, I was a hip-hop kid, so I found grunge on my own, and then I was like, what the hell is this?
Right, but at the same time, how many sources of music did you have to get exposed to compared to now?
My parents.
No, I know, and compared to now, I mean, you get on YouTube, you can or Spotify, whatever, anything. There's so much stuff out there to consume. You're going to find new stuff so much more now.
Well, let's take Game of Thrones, since we argue about this. Game of Thrones, one of the most watched shows ever on TV, right?
Yep.
Everybody was watching Game of Thrones. Guarantee you, there were people that went, well, everybody else is watching this, I got to watch it. And they watched it and hated it. And then they were like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Right.
They figured that out on their own. They didn't just do it because someone told them to. You need to watch Game of Thrones.
But they did it because everybody else was doing it.
But they watched it and determined on their own and trusted their own theories and feelings about it instead of, well, everybody's telling me I should like this. I'm going to have to like it, I guess. No, I don't like it. I'm not going to watch it.
All right.
So why wouldn't you be wanting to figure out things that you like and want to use for... Now, Kelly, I'm with you when it comes to, like, I'll see a recipe or I'll see a product that I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should try that. That's kind of cool.
I think people do try things on their own, but they're influenced to try them. Like, I never would have watched Game of Thrones unless all my friends were saying, this is an amazing show, you have to watch. I never would have tuned in for the first place. I'm not into dragons and, that kind of thing. But I tuned in and I watched it all. I was influenced to do so.
Okay.
And I did it. Why is that bad? That's always the way the world has worked.
Well, I don't think there's anything bad about it. It's just, I think this whole story was about the trust factor.
That's the
of
thing.
Your friends. So it says the influencers ranked number 1, followed by a post from a business online, followed by an ad that pops up in your feed, and then a friend's post ranked last.
Because that's where I'm going, is the friend's post shouldn't rank last, because again, Kelly, if I'm influenced by something you put out there, you're being paid most likely to influence me to that product.
Right.
My friend is going to is not getting paid. They're going to be more honest with me than you are, because you're going to tell me, this is the greatest thing. You've never had a skin cream like this. I use it every day. It's part of my nightly routine. It's part of my morning routine. Yes, you can Venmo that right to my account. Thank you. Whereas your friend is going to go, yeah, this cream made me break out, or I don't like it. It makes my skin old. You know what I mean? They're going to give you a more honest opinion than the influencer will, because they're not getting a paycheck to tell you how great something is.
Yeah, I think that influencers are meant to tell you what's up and coming, what's the newest thing, and I guarantee you my friends don't know what that is.
No, but that influencer is being paid to tell you what it is.
That's right.
That doesn't really necessarily mean it's any good.
No, I understand how it works.
Which is why I would go, you're trusting the wrong person.
But here's what I'll tell you, Lewis. Kelly just had surgery. Why are you coming at her so hard?
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Neighbors in the Hilltop made multiple complaints to police about drugs and prostitution out of a home on Whitethorn Avenue. So police did do an investigation, ended up launching raids at 5 locations. But at this Whitethorn Avenue home, yesterday they arrested 27 people in one home. Officers say they found fentanyl, they found meth, they found weapons. They believe there may have been prostitution happening out of that home. Some of the arrests are gang members. More arrests expected in the next few weeks. Israeli forces have killed the leader of Hamas. Officials say Yahya Sinwar died during heavy fighting Wednesday in Gaza. David Mencer, a spokesperson for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, cautioned that Sinwar's death does not mean the end of the war. He says that will not happen until all the hostages held by Hamas are freed. Sinwar was believed to have been the mastermind behind last year's October 7th attack by the Palestinian militant group on Israel. A Texas county has agreed to pay $2.5 million to settle allegations that a SWAT team arrest was staged for the benefit of the reality show Live PD. A man named Gary Watsky argued in court that deputies did not have a warrant in May 2019 when they broke down his front and back doors, deployed a flashbang grenade, swarmed his house. Watsky was held at gunpoint, searched, and brought outside, where he saw a TV cameraman and was informed that the search was being filmed for Live PD. Now, the deputies were there to arrest Watsky's son, Asher, who had appeared in court earlier that day on another charge. And Watsky testified, he's like, you could have taken my son into custody peacefully at the courthouse. He was already there. But instead, you let him come back here and you set him up for this big Live PD show. So the county commissioners agreed. They are paying him off $2.5 million. And those are your three things.
Man, I wonder how much that happens that doesn't get documented.
That's happened more than once in that county, and they ended up voting the sheriff out of office because he had such a relationship with Live PD and absolutely loved being on TV. Yeah, so I think someone died in one of the Live PD arrests. I don't know.
Yeah, I've always thought cops was a little fishy when you're either naked or in a wife beater for every episode. It's like someone tipped them off. Hey, cops is coming. You know what to do.
Yeah, I just can't believe anything, man. Nothing. I just can't.
Yeah, but
they're insane.
There are those that still think reality TV is real.
I know.
It's just scripted for a cheaper price.
Something I've said over and over again, and people always say, why? And I'm like, I don't trust anybody.
You cannot.
There's a reason for it.
You cannot. Sling Park on the Morning Blitz. 722. Dick, Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. Sunny today, 67, and a nice weekend. So if you have any last-minute yard work, not that you want to spend your weekend doing yard work, this might be the weekend to do it. 70 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday. So get outside and enjoy that warm weather while you can. Yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before that we got? Day before. Tess sent us quite the crazy email story concerning her sister.
Yeah, her sister lives in Philadelphia. And she drives a 2018 Hyundai Tucson. She's a pediatric nurse practitioner. She said parking is a nightmare, and she has to park on side streets wherever she can find a spot. I can imagine that in a busy, city in Philly. And she walks to her car. The other morning, she gets in, and she thinks she got into the wrong car. Number one, it smelled like cigarettes, and there was trash everywhere. There was a random pair of shoes in the car because somebody had broke in, and they actually left their shoes behind. It sounds to me like they camped out in her car overnight. They smoked cigarettes, put them out on her leather seats. So there's burn marks all over her seats. There was a Coca-Cola can in there that they had been flipping ashes in, but they put the cigarettes out on the seats. They broke her driver's seat somehow. They reclined it way back, so obviously they were sleeping in there.
Or doing something else.
And it won't come back up. So now she's driving with a seat that's reclined all the way behind her. She called the police. They got there 45 minutes later. The police officer told her, quote, "It could have been worse. A few weeks ago, the same thing happened to a woman, but the person OD'd, so she found a dead body in her car."
Oof.
The police did look up the make and model of her vehicle and said, well, that explains it. These are easy to break into. All they need is a magnet. I mean, you've done these stories about the Kias and the Hyundais. I didn't know all it took was a magnet.
Oh, to move the lock across the door?
I guess so.
Move the locking mechanism back across the door.
So you just put the magnet against the door and slide it away from that door handle?
I've heard there's a method one can
use. You've heard?
Yeah. People in the yard talk.
They told her the chances of them finding this person are slim, but the fact that they left their shoes behind might help. Needless to say, she had to cancel 8 appointments with kids. Like I said, she's a pediatric pediatric nurse. She has no clue what she's going to do about a vehicle, and she's constantly hugging the steering wheel because she doesn't have a seat to lean against.
Jeez.
Tess said, moral of the story, don't buy a Kia or a Hyundai, and don't live in Philly, and people suck.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? All of that went on in your car while you were in bed one night.
That's one violation. Feeling of violation, because something of yours, property-wise, has been violated. And then there's the feeling of, if anybody's ever been robbed or had something stolen, there's the feeling of powerlessness. You've been wronged and you can't do anything about it.
Nothing.
And that sucks.
You know how people treat rentals? They don't treat them very well because you don't own it, so you're not treating it very well.
Right.
And it's that kind of thing. You're going to sit and smoke some cigarettes in somebody else's car. There's no code of conduct because you don't own it. You don't give a crap.
Yeah,
right.
You know what? I've got this Pepsi can I could put my cigarette out in, but instead I'm just going to mash it against this beautiful leather seat.
Yeah.
Where's the honor in this? It's so weird. They weren't stealing anything. They were, I don't know.
Just somewhere to hang out.
Maybe I wonder if it was like a homeless person.
I bet they saw an influencer on TikTok who broke into the car and they wanted to see if they could do it.
I just wonder if it was like a homeless person who wanted a warm place to sleep and knew how to get into the car, and they just stayed in there all night and
could be
smoked while they were in there, put the seat back, took a nap.
Let me ask you this. They left their shoes.
Yeah.
What kind of shoes?
Oh, I don't know.
Jordans.
I would like to know. Yeah. I mean, were they like run over shoes, or were they good shoes? I don't know. I'll have to ask her if she found out. Yeah, if you don't know, if you never listen at night, Tess does 7 to midnight here on the Blitz. And that's her sister who lives in Philly. That is so violent. I mean, that is just like, I would be so furious.
Nate said, those were my favorite Crocs. I'm going to need those back. Jason said, I wonder if they can take the DNA from the cigarette butt on the Coke can.
Oh. I mean, you would think you could. I don't know. Does wearing shoes, does anything get into your shoes?
Yeah, like, I don't know, probably dead skin cells. Is there DNA in dead skin cells?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, you can ask why people do what they do. Some people just do it because they can. Other people, I mean, again, I guess if I were a homeless person and I were breaking into somebody's car to sleep overnight, I would try to be treating it really well so I could do it again sometime without them noticing. You know what I mean? Like, I would have a long game planned out.
Like, where's the honor in destroying something that you could have used night after night if you were just cool about it?
See, this doesn't sound like a homeless person to me. This sounds just like a Richard who got in there and decided they were going to,
Well, it's a criminal. Somebody who knew to use a magnet to get in. Yeah. They knew what they were doing. They went in there to destroy somebody's property, and they thought it was hilarious, and they left.
And then they were like, well, you didn't even leave anything valuable in here for me to steal, so I'm going to wreck your car instead.
And then how trashed are you that you forget your own shoes? I mean, you didn't notice when you were halfway down the block it was getting a little chilly out for your feet?
Doug said this happens all the time with porta potties. I found a guy in there overdosed and passed out. Dang. Found people sleeping in there with blankets. People have started fires in urinals.
Wow.
Man.
Carrie said on TV they would just use the DNA and find the creep in less than an hour.
And I like police officers, but if I call you because something bad happened to me, the one set of words out of your mouth I don't want to hear at that time are, well, this could have been worse. No.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it. Don't care.
I don't care. This is my issue.
My issue. Thank you.
Not just because somebody else happened worse, it doesn't make me feel any
You're
better.
kidding? You don't want to hear the worst stories from the actual police officer?
When I'm staring
at my torn up car, I don't want someone to go, could have been worse. You could have found a dead body in there. That's the equivalent of, you might not like that sandwich, but there are thousands of kids in Africa who are starving and would love to have it.
The Blitz.
Police officers, give me the dirt. I want it all. I need to know what is going on in your lives every night. I mean, you're responding to my call. I appreciate that you're there. Let's chit-chat a little about what else has happened.
Cops listening to you right now are going, we don't have time for that.
Ozzy Osbourne on the Morning Blitz, 742 with Dick, Kelly, and Lewis. That was the song you were listening for this morning for tickets to either Sam Morrill or Sarah Silverman. And congratulations going out to Logan.
Logan Stafford from Martinsburg, and he took Sarah Silverman tickets, so we still have Sam Morrill tickets to give away.
Fair enough. Normal or nope, we usually do this, Thursdays? Right?
Tuesdays. Yeah, we do this every Tuesday. And we all do one. It's one of our own things. But I heard this, and I thought, this is a great normal or nope question, and it deserves to stand on its own. Because I believe there are other people who do this, because I actually heard about it on a TV show. It was like a kind of a joke on Everybody Loves Raymond. And then I found out from somebody else that this mother does this, to avoid going into the house of, kids and craziness and everything after work. Will drive around the block a few times to avoid going in the house. And when I heard this, I went, oh, that's just like Ray and Everybody Loves Raymond, because Robert in the show busts him out about it to his wife, and she's like, you do what? And he's like, no. But he does. He would drive around the block a few times because he just didn't want to go in the house and deal with the kids and all the chaos and everything after work. And I'm like, this is a great normal or nope. Does anybody do this? Do you actually spend time in your car after work to keep from going in the house?
If I know I'm in a bad spot with someone and we're fighting, I may or may not have pulled into the park near my house.
Oh, so not drive around the block, just park somewhere else.
Maybe pulled in the park, doom scrolled for a couple of minutes.
Listen to a couple of tunes. Smoke a fatty.
And then go home. Hypothetically. Purely hypothetically. You're looking at me like you're not amazed at all.
No, I think that it sounds like it's probably... I don't have kids, so I don't have a chaotic home. I'm never not wanting to go inside my own home. That's sort of my peaceful space there. And so I don't ever delay that. But I can see if I had kids and I was getting ready to go from work to chaos or work to more work in a different venue, I would need some space to sit there and maybe eat a candy bar or just take a breath, scroll through TikTok, or do something to just have a few moments of peace between my work and then my next job, which is at home.
But you have like the beautiful, exceptional soulmate situation. So, like, when Charlie comes home, I'm guessing you're excited to see Charlie when he comes home. See, exactly.
No doubt. But like I said, my home is very peaceful.
That's what I mean. You're living the dream over there.
I don't have kids. I don't have any real huge home responsibilities other than just fixing dinner and the normal stuff, So, but I absolutely think that would be normal. I think if I was heading into a situation where I was having to, go home and there was a lot more work to be done at home, I'd be like, I need to take a breath, a moment.
Justin Marengo says, this is normal. I do this at least 4 of my 5-day work week.
We are getting lots of texts. I have always, immediately, I want to get in and get out of the car, get in the house. I want to get out of, I want to get comfy clothes on. And
is Heather like, oh, you're back already?
No.
Work didn't run late today, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, that's probably just me.
At least not to me. She might be in her office harumphing because I pulled in earlier than usual.
Bush on the Morning Blitz, 750, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. Normal or nope, special edition on a Friday. Driving around in your car before you actually go home.
Because you don't want to deal with whatever it is you don't want to deal with.
You're dealing with.
Shane says, when I get home from work at the end of laying a patio, I 100% take 30 minutes to myself to sit in my truck. I watch reruns of that 70s show. I burn a joint. I have to get all of that out of the way before I can even think about walking into that madness.
Oh, wow. That must be some madness. I mean, that's a lot. You're going to watch a TV show and everything.
Ramsey says, I do it fairly regularly. I sit in the driveway. I talk to a friend before I go in and deal with the wife and kid.
Deal with. Is it always dealing with?
Well, sometimes it's just chaos. You can't help it. It's just where your kids are in life and things are busy. And it's like you go, like I said,
Right.
you go from 8 hours of responsibility at work to coming home and having just a whole other, I don't know,
And
a whole other list of things you have to do.
And she's probably in there going, I cannot wait till he gets home so I can just take 5 minutes to go sit in a closet and
everybody
cry.
just needs to breathe. Life can get very, very busy.
Oh, I know. And I hear about people they got 4 kids, 5 kids, and it's like I don't even understand.
Yeah, they're all in sports.
I know, but I'm like just for what we did and how much it was, and then I hear somebody's got 5 kids, and I'm like, how are you even awake right now?
Because they're taking an hour to themselves in the driveway between work and home.
Tiffany said I used to, but now my wife has my location.
Oh, no. That's too funny. You're like, I see you're 2 minutes from home, Tiffany.
Why are you parked at the park down the street?
That is very funny.
Let's see. Did you read Jason's? Spends 10 minutes trying to calm down.
Nope.
After my 2-hour drive home, but only because people piss me off on the highway. So he's got a just 10-minute decompression.
Yeah.
FACK fact. Yeah, I think though, for me, it's just if you know that, like, if you have some unresolved conflict and you know you're going to have to get into it and you're already tired from work and there's all other things going on, you just kind of need that time to avoid it. You know what I mean?
Oh, so for you, you're pulling up going, she's going to want to argue about this as soon as I walk in the door. I know it. I can't go in yet. Is that kind of...
Why are we bringing this in?
No, I'm just saying that's what it sounds like you're telling me. Maybe somebody else, but that's what you're saying.
Hypothetically, yes.
Carrie said definitely normal. Need to decompress and brace yourself for tomfoolery.
Adam said, I couldn't do it. My wife and our home is my peace. Of course, I'm team no kids.
Well, that's a different story.
Shane's the one who sits in his truck for 30 minutes watching that 70s show before he goes inside. He said, I forgot to mention I have a set of 13-year-old twins, a 6-year-old daughter, 6 dogs, 2 cats, and a micro mini pig.
Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we put that much on our own plates? Because we do it
now,
to ourselves.
The downside for me is I love the dogs.
Seeing the
dogs,
they're just ecstatic.
Bright. I can have the worst day in the world to see my dog and be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Mike says, I've taken the longer way home. It takes an extra 15 minutes.
Let me do a little sightseeing on the way here.
Heck yeah.
Bobby said, I used to work 7 days a week, dark to dark, just to avoid my, now ex-wife. I hated going home.
That's what Sarah says. I purposefully go to work on Saturdays to avoid being home.
Man.
Ashlyn says, we both get 15 minutes to ourselves as a break after work to hit the bong and relax.
I will tell you this, having done it, raised kids, it's all temporary. And it sucks because I know the chaos, but then when it's over, you kind of wish you had it back.
See, Sarah, I purposely go to work on Saturdays to avoid being home. That's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's really bad. I'd rather work on Saturday to avoid being home. Like, that's terrible. You should rethink that word home. That's terrible.
Doug said he's pretty sure you live in your car at the moment.
No, but I haven't seen my homeless guy in a while.
Maybe he got sick of you bothering him.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Browns ownership has notified Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb of their decision to move out of downtown Cleveland and have taxpayers help build a new domed stadium in Brook Park near the Cleveland airport. The city held a news conference yesterday to address the team leaving downtown Cleveland, with Mayor Bibb saying he is deeply disappointed with the decision. Downtown Cleveland has been the home of the Browns since 1946.
What do these guys think about a dome, I wonder?
Yeah.
Text us, Browns fans. Do you like the idea of a dome or not? 99-700.
Well, you've got one, don't you? You Dallas Cowboys?
They have a retractable roof. Yeah, they can close it. Well, I don't, it's not like I'm there much, but I don't know. It's not. I don't know down there if it's a big deal because of the difference in the weather in Dallas. I mean, they do get cold in the winter a little bit, but nothing like Cleveland gets. And
right.
I mean, Buffalo plays outdoors, and Green Bay plays outdoors, and so I don't know.
They want that sweet suburban life with a heated dome. All right,
I get it.
Nearly 90,000 tabletop fire pits are being recalled after flames started shooting out from some of them, resulting in 19 people suffering serious burn injuries. 7 models of the Coulson-branded fire pits are being recalled. Of the 19 burn injuries, 2 of them were third-degree burns on more than 40% of the victims' bodies. At least 6 incidents involved surgery, prolonged medical treatment, loss of function, or permanent disfigurement. Now, here's an interesting part of the story. You cannot get a refund. The company says it does not have the financial resources to offer refunds. So you're being told to throw them away because it is illegal to resell or donate recalled products. So you can't sell it or you'll get in trouble for breaking the law. You can't donate it because why are you donating something defective? But the fire pits were sold through Amazon, Wayfair, Walmart, Sharper Image, and TikTok Shop. Like I said, they are Coulson-branded tabletop fire pits. So you want to get rid of that bad boy.
Is there going to be like a mass class action lawsuit here? Or?
I don't know. You can't get blood out of a turnip, as they say.
Okay.
Wait, is that the saying?
That is the saying.
Okay.
That is the saying.
How did I know that? Oh, wait. Because I'm the oldest young person you know.
My grandmother said that to me every other day.
A 26-year-old YouTuber from Vermont named Elliot Eastman has been kidnapped in the Philippines a few months after he decided to move to a remote village and marry a local.
What?
So this Vermont kid, basically, 26 years old, YouTuber, shot in the leg, drug off into a speedboat by 4 men and driven away. It's believed to be a case of kidnapping for ransom, although no ransom has been demanded as of yet. I hope you're getting a lot of good YouTube content there, Elliot Eastman. Philippine police have launched a search. This is really dangerous. A notorious armed violent group called Abu Sayyaf is known for targeting Americans and other Western tourists and missionaries for kidnapping. And most of them are freed after a ransom is paid, but not all of them. Some of them are murdered anyway. It's not known if this is the group that has Eastman. They're still trying to figure that out. But again, Philippine police have launched a search for this 26-year-old YouTuber from Vermont named Elliot Eastman. Those are your 3 things.
Sublime on the Morning Blitz, 8:10, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis on a Friday. No Buckeyes this weekend. There is a bye. Second one. 2 buys in 1 college football season is a joke.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's unnecessary.
I agree. Are we not playing football?
Right. You play fewer games in the NFL, so you don't give me that.
No, I think it's more about scheduling. Trying to get all these, there's a lot of teams. You're playing teams out of conference early on, and it's just hard to get them all in a row, I think.
It's
been
just
doing
annoying.
it for 100 years. You should have figured it out by now.
They're playing more games now, and they're playing more non-conference games now. So,
you of all people who love football are making excuses for a second bye.
Bye weeks give me more weeks of football. I miss the Buckeyes on the bye weeks, but I know they're going to play next week, and I get more weeks of football because of it. Same thing with the NFL.
Yeah, okay, my glass is half empty.
All right, well, of course. You're just angry. Yes, you are. Don't shake your head, no. You're always angry.
I'm not always
You're angry about your car right now. Don't tell me.
I am angry about my car.
What's going on in movies this weekend?
Well, you've got Smile 2, which is the sequel to the supernatural horror movie Smile. This stars Naomi Scott as a pop singer whose world tour is derailed when she starts experiencing terrifying visions.
Okay,
Gotta
now,
hate it when the terrifying visions get in the way of your world tour.
have you seen the first one?
No, but I've heard it's really good.
I did too. And is it the same person in the second one, or is this a whole different story?
I'm not sure. Naomi is she was Princess Jasmine in Aladdin, the Will Smith Aladdin movie, which actually was pretty good, and she was the Pink Ranger in the Power Rangers movie reboot that was really actually decent but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah. You also get Goodrich, which Michael Keaton is an LA art dealer who's stuck raising a 9-year-old twins by himself after his younger second wife checks into rehab. He turns his pregnant adult daughter for help played by Mila Kunis, which is the first movie she's been in since the whole Danny Masterson drama. So we'll see how that goes. And then you got Rumors, a political satire about world leaders attending the G7 summit, and they get lost in the woods while being attacked by the undead. It's an odd movie to star Cate Blanchett. She's the German Chancellor. Charles Dance, who played Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones, is the U.S. President. And Alicia Vikander is part of the European Commission. You've also got other stuff floating around, like Joker that no one's watching, and, Terrifier 3, which is in theaters.
I gotta watch those. And there's actually 4 of those, really, because the first one's All Hallows Eve.
Yep.
And then there's the 3 Terrifiers, and it's all that same Art the Clown.
But if you don't want to go anywhere, there are a couple of things worth checking out on TV this weekend, including Netflix has the Menendez brothers story that's going well. And there's a thing on the cock called Teacup.
I saw that trailer.
Which is really getting a lot of good buzz. So if you're looking for something that you don't have to necessarily pay for.
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Kelly, you still have Netflix?
I do.
I don't know if you've seen it. There's a limited series show. It's only going to be one season. We're 4 episodes into 6 episodes of the show. It's called The Perfect Couple.
Oh, with Nicole Kidman?
Yes.
Yes,
Liv
I've heard.
Schreiber.
It's so good.
Dakota Fanning. 4 episodes in. It's fantastic.
Oh, I've got to watch that. I'm doing that this weekend. I'm glad you said it.
You like the crime stuff. And and it's this super rich family and all their crazy ass drama going on. And you're like, I know this happens in rich homes. I know this really goes on.
Absolutely. 8:24 on the Morning Blitz. It's Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. I'm really shocked for a second before we get into the horror movie thing, since we're talking about movies, kind of the same thing. Of all the movies you said you've not seen, that this one surprised. I'm shocked you haven't seen Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
He's looking at Kelly, by the way.
I'm looking at Kelly.
I've never seen it. I love both of them as actors.
You got to see it. They're husband and wife in the movie.
Yeah.
I just would have thought that of all the movies...
Is that the Irish movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ireland?
It's a great movie.
They're settling here.
Yeah, it's a 90s movie.
You know what? It always looked boring. That's
really?
why. The previews I saw, I'm like, okay, I'd like to see the lush... The Pete. The Pete. It seemed boring, but you guys are giving it a ringing endorsement.
Well,
when was this movie
it's
out?
got Tom Cruise's bad Irish plunge and scrub. You've got to plunge and scrub. Like he's got a bad Irish accent in it, but it's a great movie. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, I felt the same way, Kelly. I'm like, I don't want to see that, and then I just watched it one day, and I'm like, wow, that was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's about settling and claiming your land. When people come over.
It's so good.
No, I did see Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise, and that's a weird one.
That's a weird one.
I loved it.
Did you?
I loved that movie.
Yeah,
I saw it twice at the theater.
This stems from the fact that we were talking about Tom Cruise movies and Tom Cruise off the air.
Yeah,
and
I said I had a feeling that Nicole Kidman was a bizarre, like kind of an odd bird in real life. I love her. I absolutely will watch anything she's in, except Far and Away, obviously. But I think she's amazing. So then we got to talking about Nicole Kidman movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because she's in The Perfect Couple on Netflix.
Yes.
Eyes Wide Shut. It's the only Tom Cruise movie I don't like.
Have you guys seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
We've had this discussion.
Well, I didn't know.
You were the only one in the room who had not seen Shaun of the Dead.
I thought that's what it was. I just wanted to make sure because I want to thank the Josh.
The Josh, he got you the Shaun of the Dead.
He got me that, and I had not seen it before. I tried 2 new things this past week.
Okay.
The Chicken Big Mac. I had the Chicken Big Mac, and it wasn't bad. I'm like, okay, I have to. I can't sit here and say, "Oh no, yuck," and not try it. So I tried it, and it
sounds good to me.
It was actually pretty good.
2 all poultry patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
The
unless you go with the Big Mick, those buns don't have sesame seeds.
What was the batter?
Tempura.
Yeah, it was good. It was actually good.
Okay.
I don't know that I like it over the actual Big Mac better, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
And then the other was Shaun of the Dead. And I saw a list came out of the best zombie movies of all time, and that came in 6th on the list.
I believe it. It's so good. It is absolutely... Charlie and I will never pass that by if it's on TV.
Really?
We will never pass it by. We love that movie.
You know my favorite zombie movie is? World War Z.
That's a good one.
You know why? Because everybody thought they could outrun the zombies until they saw
zombies.
World War Z, and then they're like, "Oh,
are they really zombies?"
Yeah.
Because it was
They're eating people. It's zombies.
Well, they're killing people.
They're eating people.
I mean, they're eating everything. I don't know. Yeah, I guess they are. Technically, they would be a zombie. Yeah.
And they're fast.
That's why I have trouble.
And you can't even
it.
build a wall because they'll just pile on up and
It's
climb
amazing.
over top of
Wouldn't
it.
that amazing?
Yeah.
I love that.
It made you second guess your whole philosophy of how you'd survive the zombie apocalypse. Because you were like, oh, we need to go back to the bunker and rework this one.
Well, they're next level, man. That's a whole different kind of zombie in that. The ones in Shaun of the Dead are just dumb and slow and stupid and can't really do.
So are the ones in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know, but in The Walking Dead, they're all coming for you all the time. And in Shaun of the Dead, you can just walk by, you just kind of give them a shove out of the way.
Not till the end when they're mowing down the Winchester,
right? Absolutely,
crawling through the windows.
But this was more. To me, more of a comedy.
It is a
horror
comedy.
movie.
It's almost a straight comedy.
I feel like all these movies give you little bits and pieces of information you need to survive the zombie apocalypse. For like Walking Dead, you realize, okay, I've got to carry a bat, a machete, a sword, or a screwdriver so I don't have to waste my bullets when I got a single lone slow zombie coming at me.
But, yeah, there were some moments that made me laugh. I mean, I wasn't blown away. I guess a lot of people hyped it up to me, maybe a bit much.
Yeah, and it's also it's old. So, I mean.
Yeah, it came out in 2004.
Yeah.
Number 1 was Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead and Shaun of the Dead, yep.
Yeah, that was number 1. Then Return of the Living Dead, Reanimator, 28 Days Later, Day of the Dead from 85, and I don't think I saw that one. I've seen all the other ones. Evil Dead 2 was at number 7 after Shaun of the Dead, and then Night of the Living Dead. So 3 of the movies in the top 8, George Romero.
Okay.
Zombie King.
Dominic said, dude, Walking Dead spoiled us. That World War Z made me scared as hell.
In Shaun of the Dead, wasn't it hilarious when they were trying to decide which records to throw at the zombie? And he was like, no.
You can't use that one.
That's the second record I ever bought.
Why are you laughing?
Because I read something before we got on the air that I shouldn't have. I'll share with the class in a second. It's 8:40 on the Morning Blitz. Lewis, that's Thick Rick and Kelly Quinn. Someone sent me a meme. Bro, I'm telling you, the gym life has changed my life. It totally got me through the worst situations. Really? How so? Last night, 5 guys broke into my house. Dude, what'd you do? Nothing. I was at the gym.
All right, Brotato Chip.
I thought it was funny. So
that is funny.
All right. We're talking scary movies today because we're entering into the Halloween season. But first, congratulations going out. Alice in Chains was the song that Ronnie told you to listen for yesterday, and we played it back this morning. So that means someone gets to go to Sonic Temple.
That would be Michael Mason from Lancaster. Got those weekend wristbands.
There you go.
And we're going to do it again next week.
Yep. Ronnie will have another one today, which we will play back on Monday. So keep that in mind if you want to go to Sonic Temple 2025. And they just announced Motionless in White.
Yeah.
It is the latest.
It just keeps building.
It does.
We don't even got the other headliners yet. I can't. It's like, well, this is great.
We're inching closer to Halloween, just a couple of weeks away. And this year, 23% of Americans say they're looking more forward to Halloween than in the past. Every year, it seems like people think this holiday sneaks up on us, despite the fact that it's always October 31st of every single year.
Right.
But a lot of people have put more time and effort into their decor at their house, their costumes. It goes on and on and on. And scary movies. Streaming of scary movies goes up at this time of year.
Sure.
Terrifier raked it in at the box office last week. It is that time. So we ask you a very important question about scary movies. Remember the first one that scared you?
I do. Well, I remember. I don't know if it scared me. I remember the first, I guess what you would call a horror movie that I saw. Mm-hmm. And I was 7 years old. My mom took me to see it at the theater at Westland Mall.
How old were you?
7.
Your mom took you to see Jaws at 7 years old.
I begged her to.
Linda.
I begged her to, and it was fantastic.
This is the
problem. I loved it.
Well, listen, she knows you. She knew you. You were her son. She knew this would be right up your alley, and it wouldn't traumatize you for life, and you loved it.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Shark!
Seems like it was yesterday. But yeah, it never traumatized me or anything like that.
And it was only rated PG.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, you didn't really see... There was the scare, the fear that, and the music helped that, and the way they made the shark move and
stuff. Let me make sure it was rated PG. Yep, rated PG.
I don't remember like major cussing in it, and you didn't really see. It was more about the fear than it was seeing stuff.
Yes. You saw the blood rushes up to the surface of the ocean. But
obviously, the one that made the most impact would have been when Jaws ate Quinn, because he took him off the boat, and
Spoiler alert.
That's when he actually. That's the only time I remember seeing him fight
violent
into a person.
Yes,
like really, and that was they did that scene so well. It's still when you consider the effects of stuff back then, that was really well done. The way they did that. So yeah, for me it was Jaws. And
all right.
I'm 7 years old, no problem.
Jaws.
I did not see my first horror movie until I was 17.
Okay.
17. Because it was too scary for me. But in 1981, my high school friends and I went to see a little slasher movie called Happy Birthday to Me.
Someone's having a party for the top 10. The senior class snobs. Before they get to celebrate, 6 of them will die in the most bizarre ways you'll ever see. Because of the bizarre nature of this birthday party, pray you're not invited.
Never saw that.
Okay. It starred Melissa Sue Anderson, who you might know as Mary Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Melissa Sue Anderson stars in it. This was originally given an X rating because of the gore.
All right. Yeah, they used to do that.
Yes. So they took out some of the gorier sequences and ended up getting an R rating. This is a very convoluted story, impossible to figure out, a ton of red herrings, and the ending is like, there is no way you could have ever figured out who the killer was. It was so scary that I remember coming home. I came home, my parents and sisters were out. I came home by myself at night, and I'm like, oh, no, thank you. No, you drive on. I'll go back to your house with you, to my friends. I'm like, I'm not going home. It was so scary to me. But, it was gross, it was bloody, it was gory. I hardly opened my eyes, and I was terrified to go home.
Well, that trailer, I can see why that would have, made the 16-year-old Kelly Quinn want to come see it.
Oh, gosh. Well, I went because my friends were going, and I thought, can't be too bad. I'll be with all my friends. But I didn't think that I was going to be coming home to an empty house.
And so they were killing off the rich bullies? Is that what it was?
Yeah, no, kind of, yeah. I want to tell you that I've never seen a more convoluted movie than this. By the end, you don't know what's going on. But you do find out who the killer is, so I guess there's some satisfaction in that.
Lewis, what about you?
Well, I was a little older when I saw it, but it totally changed.
This was your first?
It terrified me that whole election year. When I saw Nayland Palin, it just changed. Oh,
no, Horror.
Oh, sorry. Without a doubt, Amityville Horror.
What's so going on? We have to do something.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, my mom was a big scary movie watcher, and used to let me and my sister watch them when we were kids. So, like, all those, like, older horror movies, like The Shining and I guess The Exorcist and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, Amityville Horror, I remember it terrified me for like weeks because it was about the house itself.
The passage to
And I didn't want to sleep in the house.
Yeah, that was scary. That was scary.
Because, like I thought my room was going to try to kill me. Yeah,
Poltergeist did that to people.
Yeah, because it was the house.
Yeah.
So that did it.
Now, you mentioned that you went thick to see Jaws at 7. We had a babysitter. My sister was 7. I was 9. And she let my little sister, at the age of 7, watch Rosemary's Baby.
Ooh.
My sister has had lifelong nightmares.
Wow.
Yeah, it absolutely terrified her. She woke up through all our childhood, would wake up in the middle of the night, like terrified.
It can affect a kid, man.
I mean, like, that's kind of abusive, isn't it? Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that lately.
Oh, yes, I have.
It is satanic.
Yeah, very much.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's satanic. A woman gets pregnant by Satan.
Yes.
But it has an evil feel, such an evil feel to it beyond that. Like, it's really, really packed with evil. It's disgusting. To let a kid, a tiny little girl, see that, and it impacted her whole life. I don't know if she still has them to this day, but through her entire childhood, she had nightmares.
I know a lot of people don't think about that stuff, but that's why there are movie ratings, because it will impact young kids. Yeah. Now, Jaws was first. The next one I saw was The Exorcist, maybe a year or two later, and that had a very different impact on me than Jaws did. Yeah. That movie, man, and I think to this day, that is still the greatest horror movie of all time. I know a lot of people have their opinions, but for me personally, The Exorcist is about as true as horror can be.
What do you got, Blitz Nation? It's Lincoln Park on the Morning Blitz. 851 Dick and Kelly and Lewis. What movie scared you the most? What's the first one you remember that absolutely terrified you? Poltergeist for Tiffany. She started watching really young, but that was the one that she remembers that scared her the most, the first.
What was the first one you saw, though? And did it traumatize you? And how old were you? That's what I want to know. Did you have no problem with it? You know?
Well, it's a good question.
Kelly said Salem's Lot because of the little boy that flies up to the window and knocks. Oh, that is scary, Kelly.
I remember
You're
that
right.
so well.
Yes.
Isn't there a new Salem's Lot?
Yeah, I believe it's a series on one of the streamers.
Yeah. It's out right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about it.
Rick says he was absolutely terrified at the age of 5 of The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
A lot of people
the
were.
monkey. It's the flying monkeys. Those little creepy little bastards.
The witch is scary, yeah.
I mean, at the age 5, yeah, I can see that.
And the Lollipop Guild, those were killers.
Creepy, man.
Come on in, have a lollipop. We're going to kill you.
We
represent the Lollipop Guild.
James said he was 11 years old in 1985 when he went to see with his friends Fright Night, and it terrified him.
All right. That was a good one.
Jimmy said The Exorcism of Emily Rose, the barn scene.
Oh, I never saw that.
Haven't seen
Is that the one where she crawls backwards down the stairs?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that looks scary.
Pam brings up a good one, and yes, this one, Malachi was a crazy little bastard. Children of the Corn.
Oh, I love Children of the Corn.
Listen, if you have I've never seen the movie, but the book is just a short story. It might be 80, 90 pages long.
Children of the Corn?
It is absolutely worth reading,
Oh,
Stephen
okay.
King. Yeah,
All right.
and it'll take you the better part of an hour.
Mac is traumatized by the naked werewolf in Harry Potter, and I remember it, and it was pretty weird.
I don't remember it.
When what's his name turned into the werewolf? It would have been in Black. Sirius Black.
Oh, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Nikki Newland said Pet Cemetery. She was 8 when she watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a scary one.
Now I want to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy. Car Audio Thomas said It. He was 6 when he watched the first It.
It. Who lets their kid watch It? Did you sneak and watch it at 6?
Well, of course we did. We all snuck and watched these movies.
No, your mom escorted you to Jaws.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying...
But that was only PG.
Most of us...
She did the right thing. Parental guidance.
Like Exorcist, I snuck and watched with friends. Cube, thank you. Killer Clowns from Outer Space said, Serena, I was young and it was so scary, but I love horror now. Huge Stephen King fan.
You had somebody write in Phantasm.
Oh, I remember
Scared
that.
the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Signs, another person said.
Signs.
I remember seeing Signs.
With Mel Gibson?
That was like in the early 2000s, I think. Yeah, that was a little scary.
You just killed him with plain water.
Lyle said Final Destination.
I love all of those. I thought those were the greatest.
What no one said, and this is another one that I didn't see until I was older. The Omen, man.
Yeah, those were good.
Oh, gosh, was that scary.
Yeah.
Damien,
I love you.
Yeah.
And she jumps off
Didn't
the roof.
care.
Now, there were 3 of those.
Yeah.
And I always remember him being asleep on the floor naked, and she went over and moved the hair on his back of his head, and you could see the 666 there, tattooed inside under his hair. Just crazy, man.
Somebody said the scariest movie they saw as a kid was It's Alive. Do you remember that with the devil baby or the...
It was so stupid.
Yeah,
oh,
but back
so
then
bad.
it's all stupid,
But
isn't
I know
it?
it was one of those, it's just, but yeah, I know. I remember when they finally got their kid back and they had him all wrapped in a blanket and they fed him raw meat on a plate on the floor like a dog and he just gobbled it right up.
Then he'd like skitter away.
Yeah,
you could hear him skittering with his devil claws,
Yes.
the devil baby. Oh my gosh. But yes, I agree. That was scary. I was young when I saw that.
And then they did
It was
another
scary.
one called It Lives Again.
Oh, okay. The Return.
Clay said, Chucky got me when I was a kid, scared to death of dolls for years.
Yeah.
Jeremy said, Fire in the Sky messed me up. And someone said Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, okay.
Sarah says, Cujo. I had dreams of the dog jumping over the foot of my bed. Oh, yes.
We kept these going all day long. You can jump on our socials and keep this conversation going. It's interesting to see what people say. Everybody's horror movie that scared them first is different, which is kind of cool, too.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
If you're in creepy Halloween mode, it's the 3rd annual Ohio Bat Festival this weekend. The event is from noon to 5 tomorrow at the 4-H Center on Fred Taylor Drive near the Schottenstein Center. You'll learn about bats from experts, watch presentations on bats, and see live bats. There will be activities for kids as well. Admission is free. I follow Luby Bat Conservatory on TikTok. They do lives every day with their bats. They're like flying foxes. And it's the coolest thing. I absolutely, as much as I hate birds, I love bats.
Is that right?
They're really interesting. Yeah.
I tell you, it's funny. When we fish out at Alum Creek into the night, once it turns dark, they'll chase our baits through the air when we're casting.
No kidding.
They never catch them, but you'll see them dive and try to, because all they know is something's flying through the air and they think it's food. And it's like we're just casting and they're trying to catch it.
They've never caught one.
No. Can they see it? Because everything's sensory with them, right?
Yeah.
But no, you see them all the time doing that.
Wild.
Yeah, it's sonar sense. They probably follow the whoosh of the line.
Well, the FBI says it has taken down a violent multinational drug trafficking network run by a former Olympic athlete. The Bureau says Canadian Olympic snowboarder, 43-year-old Ryan Wedding, is the leader of this crime organization that allegedly would truck 60 tons of cocaine from Colombia to distribution hubs in Los Angeles, where it would be then shipped to the East Coast in Canada. So they haven't arrested Wedding yet. There's a $50,000 reward out for him. He is considered armed and dangerous. He's considered a fugitive. He is a fugitive, and he's believed to be in Mexico. Now, he competed in the Winter Olympics in 2002 in Salt Lake City, representing the Canadian snowboarding team. I guess you turn that Olympic career into a multinational drug trafficking situation. All right. A 17-year-old kayaker has been rescued after separating from his high school paddling team off the south shore of Oahu when he capsized, and he was treading water for over 12 hours before they found him and rescued him. The U.S. Coast Guard says this teen was on a 20-foot surf ski. He was not wearing a life jacket, and he spent Wednesday night to Thursday morning treading water before he was rescued. He was taken to the hospital. They said he was treated for injuries, hypothermia, and shock. I feel like about minute 2 for me, I'm like, well, I've lived a nice long life. Like, I can't hang on anymore. This is too hard. Second minute, man.
Well, I've lived a nice long life. And how old was this kid?
17.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a long time to be out there treading water.
You know what? First thing he said when they were out to get him, and he goes, they said he was really emotionless, in total shock out there. And he said, well, I think my mom is probably worried about me, about why I didn't come home. That was like his matter-of-fact statement. I guess my mom might be worried about me. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, because he's probably, you're at that point with the shock and the hypothermia, you're probably just delusional at that point.
Yes.
The fact that he kept hanging on, though, it's just, that ability to survive.
Yes,
man.
that's right.
Would you weigh your options? Because you could be like, man, my life's not really where I want it to be. I've been around long enough.
At 17?
Maybe it's time just like
no,
that. Or
think,
you could be like, man, there's a lot of people that hate me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang on to this bitch so that I can make sure they hate me more.
Yeah, but think about the potential follow-ups to all of that afterward. You survived. Everybody's going to want to interview you.
I was
Book
gonna say,
deal.
a book.
See,
Yeah.
I'd be like, if I can just hold on, I can make this financially worth my while.
Right. Exactly.
I'm definitely
you
like
said that much easier than I
I'm a
did.
weak person, so I don't think I could survive a zombie apocalypse. I wouldn't want to. Like I said, if you're going to give us if there's going to be a nuclear warhead headed to, just aim it at my forehead. I don't want to be around after a nuclear holocaust.
I
not interested.
don't blame you, Kelly. I'm
What if
kind of
Charlie
there.
lived?
But I'm sure he'll miss me.
Like that kid's mom.
However, I do think your desire to live would kick in if you're hanging on to a kayak in the middle of the Pacific Ocean at night.
Yeah.
You'd think, well, I mean, every second you're thinking a shark's going to get you, but I think your will to live really kicks in.
Yeah, I think it's just automatic.
Yeah.